All right, guys, it is a very, very, very bad time to be a journalist, to work in media, to do any kind of, I think, news coverage, especially if you're, a traditional journalist writing articles. It's over, man. It's over. We're going to talk about the increase in layoffs in the journalism industry and the media right now. And the BBC, I guess, is laying off 10% of its staff, like the biggest cuts they've had in, I think it was 15 years. 2,000 people are getting gone. I know a lot of you are cheering for that one because it's the BBC, but it's not just the BBC. There are so many other ones here. BBC's laying off. CBS News, of course, we know they're laying off people because they're restructuring. The Washington Post is laying off people. And I'm going to show you part of why that is happening. And yeah, in this case, I know we've talked about AI before, and a lot of these layoffs are not specifically because of AI, but in journalism, it's specifically because of AI. Because again, if you're compiling articles, if you're running a niche website or whatever, the AI can do that effectively. You only need a handful of news outlets to break the news, and then the AI can spin articles indefinitely, right? There's no purpose in having a website that's just repeating other people's news. And I'm going to show you that Microsoft is using Copilot now to write its own articles. And I was just made aware of this a week or two ago. I found it completely by accident. We're going to talk about Copilot writing articles, Copilot replacing journalists, and then we're going to talk about who exactly is getting laid off. But I'm telling you right now, if you're thinking about going out and starting a website, and all you're going to do is regurgitate press releases or just, hey, I'm going to write an article about a thing Joe Rogan said. Well, people are just going to go watch Joe Rogan. They're not going to read your article about what Joe Rogan said. And it's going to get so much worse. And this is where video games and, pop culture sites especially are going to get pinched, because that's mostly what they do. Most of the articles, and I'm going to be honest, this comes from a guy who ran websites like that for years, but it's basically just gathering up the news. Very seldom are you breaking news. You're gathering up the news from other places. That shit's over. So, it's done. Put a fork in it. The computer's here. It's taking your gerbs, right? It's taking your jobs. And I'd say learn to code, but there's no point in that either. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. This is Kneon. This is CLOWNFISH TV, and this is the end of journalism as a viable career for most people. And I'm saying most people. I'm not saying everybody. If you're actually a personality and you're actually out there doing interviews and you're actually breaking news, you're probably going to be okay, mostly. If you're, again, just, banging away, like a monkey on a typewriter, cranking out articles, trying to surf that Google algorithm, it's over, man. It's over for you. So let me show you what's going on here. We're going to talk about doomsday prepping for the AI media apocalypse. And we are there. I mean, we're there right now. Most websites are not going to survive, again, unless they go paywall. And this is why things are getting so damn annoying. Every website you go to, every free news website now, it hits you with like 1,000 pop-ups, and it wants you to disable your ad blocker, and then you try to archive it and it won't even let you archive it. It wants you to pay for it because they have to. That's the only way these people are going to get paid, right? So we've gone full circle. It used to be you had to pay for the newspaper, you had to pay for the magazines, you had to pay for cable, and we're right back to it. Now you're going to have to pay for your internet news. If not, you're gonna have to put up with ads and podcasts or whatever. But most of these websites, I'm telling you, they're going to collapse. If they're not part of a bigger media organization, they're completely going to collapse, which means we're going to have a lot of unemployed, angry journalists with a lot of free time on their hands, and they're going to go to the internet and try to stir shit up. So I'm just saying, if you're ever thinking about maybe noping out from social media, now might be a good time. You might want to look into that, because these people, they're going to get angry and they're going to blame you, the chuds, whatever, even though it's just, this is the way things are right now. So let me show you this article. And I found this by accident the other day. CNN under fire for terror post. Oh my God, guys, what's going on? Here's CNN's lead post, sparks outrage, details of, okay, wow. Who wrote this? Oh, Copilot. Copilot wrote this. Yeah, so here's what they're doing. And they kind of sort of do it on X too, but they give you like a 1-paragraph summary of what's going on. Like, here's a trending story. Here's what's going on. Copilot is taking it a step further, and they're actually writing the whole damn article. Now, they are citing sources, But, who's going to go to these sources? Like, here, guys, if you go Straight Arrow News, here's a source here at CBS News. You can go here and read more about it. No, nobody's going to. They're writing articles based on other people's articles, and they're cranking them out, and they're getting picked up in Google News. This is Google News. Just look for curated by Copilot. Here, look. Oh, Apple names John Turnus to replace Tim Cook. Okay, that's a news story, right? Yeah, it is. Curated by, is basically written by Copilot. Yeah. And they're pretty, well-written articles. Actually, they're written better than a lot of the human-written articles because they're trying to stick to facts. They're not editorializing. But it's over, man. It's over. So I saw this too, and it's so weird this is all happening at once. The media apocalypse. Doomsday prepping for the AI media apocalypse. So this is coming from Puck News. They said the already shell-shocked media business is bracing for another existential disruption, a future in which many readers are replaced by AI agents summarizing their work and cutting out the advertisers that are the lifeblood of the industry. This is what basically, and I'm going to be honest, this basically ended our website business about within the last 2 years. We kind of wound everything down. And what happened was Google rolled out AI snippets. And so now people are just looking at the AI snippets and they're not going to the websites, which means you're not getting advertising revenue because they're not actually clicking on your article. They're taking the information and giving the user like a 1-paragraph summary, which is great for the user. Because if you don't want to wade through an article and you just want to know the answer to something, that's fantastic. But we're seeing all these websites collapse, the traffic collapsing. I did something, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and even like ABC News and all these mainstream sites, they're losing like 60-70% of traffic. It's just bad. Unless you're getting your traffic from social media or something, it's bad. But then like X used to be a really good aggregator of news content, and they still are, but they don't want you leaving X. It's just like Facebook. They want you to stay on the platform. So the people that post the news on the platform, they're going to get traction. They're not going to get paid shit, but they'll get traction. But the people that actually write the articles on the external sites will not. And that's what's going to happen. Everybody wants this content on their platform where they can get a cut of the ad revenue. They don't want to send people to your site because they're not getting paid for that, right? So this is Julia Alexander from Puck News. Last week, a mostly off-the-record event about the attention economy and artificial intelligence hosted by Joe Marchisa's Human Ventures. One chilling hypothetical came up in conversation time and time again. What happens if the bulk of human web traffic is replaced by bots? It's not really so far-fetched, after all, to imagine a near future in which many readers ultimately just get their news from AI platforms that can scan every website in a millisecond and summarize anything. Many super users are creating bots with tools like OpenClaw to manage their subscriptions and curate what they need to know. Why not? In a world of infinite content, AI is a perfect technology to compress thousands of media sources into a single personalized feed. Well, too late. The AI is already writing articles, just completely writing articles now, and they're showing up in Google News. And they're going to be keyworded. They're going to be SEO optimized. Of course they are, because the machine's going to know how to do that better than a human, right? Some legacy publishers are already taking steps to get ahead of it. So the CEO of The Atlantic has repeatedly spoken about how the company's product teams are thinking about a world in which time-maxing readers increasingly rely on AI agents to crawl their favorite sites and cut out the middleman. 75% of editors and news executives expect agentic apps to have a significant impact on their businesses over the next 3 years. Oh, they have no idea. And the publishers are prepping for website traffic from humans to drop by 50% in the same time frame if it hasn't already. It already has. It's already here, right? Like I said, these free websites, they're cooked. They really are. The people that are going to survive are the podcasters and the people that have something different to say, Substacks, stuff like that. But you're going to have to be a unique voice. You can't just be like everybody else. You can't just, again, regurgitate the press releases, regurgitate the news, because the robot can do that now. That's like AI art is not going to replace artists. It's just going to replace the shitty artists. It's the truth. The AI apocalypse is already here. Google Zero, the term of art referring to the drop in organic search traffic that has occurred as surging numbers of people digest AI summaries, has become ubiquitous as media vernacular. As of February, nearly 60% of Google searches result in no clicks. Meanwhile, click-through rates from Google users who encounter an AI summary amount to only 1%. Again, they're saying, hey, we're linking to your site, but nobody's going to go to your site, okay? Other media theorists talk in hushed tones about the future zombie internet in which online interactions between people are largely replaced by communication among bots. This is why we need to go back to analog. I swear to God. Like, and this might be where, people want to connect with real voices and they want to, see certain personalities or listen to personalities so they know they're actually getting humans, right? This is why maybe live streams are taking off, because they know they're actually getting a human. For publishers who already barely survived the shift to digital, the SEO wars and the rise of Instagram, the dawn of AI might feel like yet another extinction event. And frankly, it probably is. It is. None of this changes the value of good journalism, though. Yeah, well, I think that's it. I think what's going to have to happen for anybody to survive this is, again, you're going to have to be good at what you do. You're going to have an audience that you're going to have to build. And you're not going to be able to just regurgitate shit. It's over. So this brings me to all the layoffs, right? Because the bots are already writing their articles. So this is going to happen. This is coming from, where is this? Press Gazette. Journalism jobs cut in 2026 tracked BBC to cut up to 2,000 jobs. The BBC has told staff it plans to cut 2,000 jobs, according to around 1 in 10 staff members. So 10% of the BBC gone. CBS News said it was going to lay off 6%. The Washington Post proposed to cut hundreds of staff, amounting to 1/3 across business. And the Atlanta Journal-Constitution said it would cut about 50 jobs, or 15% of its staff. Politico started 2026 by cutting 3% of its staff. In future, PLC proposed 45 editorial staffers, adds tech titles including Tom's Guide and Tech Radar, although it's also creating 15 new roles, probably AI. Probably like AI assisted roles. ABC News is allegedly to cut around 12 jobs amid parent companies Disney's mass layoffs of 1,000 staff, which affected Marvel disproportionately. Still don't know what's up with that. And the BBC is laying off 2,000 people. Other layoffs so far this year have taken place at the Wall Street Journal, Vox, and Bustle. So Press Gazette's page for rolling updates on journalism industry redundancies and layoffs in 2026 will be kept updated throughout the year. So in 2025, you had 3,500 people cut. In 2024, we had almost 4,000 people cut. And in 2023, it was 6,000 people. Condé Nast is cutting. They're all cutting. Everybody's cutting. And it's, in this case, it actually is AI. But also, the reason you're being replaced is because you're not adding any value, really. That's going to be the difference between the people that actually survive the quote-unquote AI apocalypse and the people, that don't. It's, do you bring any legit value, or are you just, again, just regurgitating other people's news or opinions or whatever? So I think it's food for thought for anybody in this space. And, again, I used to work as a newspaper editor, and I jumped ship because I'm like, newspapers are dead. Somehow we still have newspapers, just nobody's really reading them. I don't get it. But ours shows up every day, and I'm like, why are we still paying for this? It's got like a page of local news, and the rest of it's all AP crap that's probably being partially AI generated now anyway. But maybe we'll just cancel the newspaper and go with the AI summaries. I don't know. I'm gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.